A vacation that turned into a 6-year saga. A boy vanishes, leaving behind a trail of questions and a desperate grandmother. This story isn't a work of fiction. It's the real-life ordeal of a British boy named Alex Batty, who disappeared under strange circumstances at the tender age of 11. Imagine a family vacation, the sun shining down on the beautiful Spanish landscape. It was meant to be a trip filled with joy and laughter, a time to make memories. But for Alex Batty, it marked the start of an unforeseen journey into the unknown. His mother and grandfather, neither of whom had legal custody of him, were his companions on this trip. Now, one would assume that a family vacation is a safe and secure occasion. But Alex's grandmother, Susan Caruana, his legal guardian, had her doubts. She was concerned about their intentions, which seemed to veer off the traditional path. They were aiming for an alternative lifestyle, a path that would bypass the norm of formal education. This was not just a simple vacation, it was a turning point, a departure from the life Alex knew. His grandmother's concerns were not unfounded. What was meant to be a temporary sojourn turned into a permanent disappearance. A boy, barely on the cusp of his teenage years, vanished without a trace. His family, his home, his life as he knew it, all left behind. And just like that, Alex Batty disappeared into the unknown, his whereabouts a mystery. This marked the start of a saga that would span over half a decade, taking us from the sunny beaches of Spain to the mountain ranges of the Pyrenees and beyond. A tale of disappearance, discovery, and the strength of a grandmother's love. Fast forward to 6 years later, a wandering figure on a mountain road in France catches the attention of a part-time delivery driver. This is not a scene from a movie, but the real-life story of Alex Batty, who disappeared from his family at the tender age of 11. After his disappearance, Alex's life took a turn that no one could have predicted. His mother and grandfather, who didn't have custody of him, took him to live in Morocco. Here they spent 2 years, far from the prying eyes of the world. Life was different, far removed from the routine he was used to back in Britain. But this was just the beginning. From the sands of Morocco, Alex's journey took him to the rugged terrains of the Pyrenees mountain range, a world away from his home. The family adopted a nomadic lifestyle, moving from place to place, living off the land. This was Alex's life for the next 4 years, a life that was as unexpected as it was unconventional. One day, as fate would have it, Alex crossed paths with Fabien Accidini, a part-time delivery driver who also happened to be a student. Fabien noticed the young wanderer, and something about him sparked his curiosity. He sensed that something was amiss. This wasn't just a random encounter, this was a pivotal moment in Alex's life. Fabien decided to help Alex, and he contacted the French authorities. Alex, seizing the opportunity, used Fabien's Facebook account to reach out to his grandmother. His message was simple, yet profound. He wanted to come home. The boy who had been missing for 6 years was finally ready to return to the life he had left behind. In a twist of fate, Alex's decision was triggered by his mother's plan to move to Finland, the reasons for which remain unclear. But what does stand clear is Alex's desire to return to his roots, to the family that had been searching for him relentlessly. A face, long lost and now found, was about to be reconnected with a past left behind. Back in Britain, a grandmother's prayers are answered as a long-awaited message arrives on her Facebook. In the quiet town of Oldham, a grandmother, Susan Caruana, sits down to her computer. Amidst the daily clutter of notifications and friend requests, she finds a beacon of hope. A message sent through the account of Fabien Accidini, a part-time delivery driver and student in France. It's from Alex, the grandson she hasn't seen in nearly 6 years. The words on the screen echo in her mind. "I want to come home." Imagine the flood of emotions coursing through her. Relief, joy, disbelief, all intertwined in a powerful wave. Her hands hover over the keyboard, uncertain of what to type back. What do you say to a grandson who's been missing for 6 years? At the same time, across the English Channel, Alex waits in anticipation, his heart pounding with every passing second. The Facebook message was his lifeline, a desperate plea for help that found its way to the right person. As the British Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office steps in to provide support, an intricate web of diplomacy and bureaucracy begins to unravel. The process is grueling and fraught with challenges, but every step brings Alex closer to his grandmother, closer to home. In the end, it's not government officials or legal documents that bridge the distance between Alex and his grandmother. It's the shared memories, the unspoken bond that has survived years of separation. It's the unwavering belief of a grandmother who never gave up hope. The reunion, when it finally happens, is steeped in emotion. There's a sense of surrealism, a moment forever etched in their memories. Tears are shed, laughter is shared, and for the first time in 6 long years, Alex feels the comforting touch of his grandmother. A reunion 6 years in the making brings a sense of closure, but also raises new questions. As Alex steps back into a life he barely remembers, he's left to grapple with the past while navigating an uncertain future. But for now, he's home. And that's all that matters. Returning home after such an ordeal is not just a journey across borders, but a journey across emotions. Imagine being Alex Batty, a 17-year-old who disappeared at age 11, only to reappear 6 years later. His return isn't simply a physical journey from the Pyrenees mountain range to his native Britain, but a profound emotional voyage. Alex's homecoming was anything but ordinary. He had been living a nomadic lifestyle in the mountains, a stark contrast to the typical life of a British teenager. When asked about his feelings regarding his return, Alex described it as surreal. He had left a familiar world behind 6 years ago, and now that world felt alien to him. Imagine the whirlwind of emotions Alex must have experienced: the relief of escaping a life that no longer suited him, the apprehension of facing a world he had long left behind, and the uncertainty of what lay ahead. It was a daunting reality to face. Alex's decision to leave the Pyrenees was precipitated by his mother's announcement of their impending move to Finland. The reason for this move remains unclear. However, it was this pronouncement that spurred Alex into action. He chose to leave, to seek out the life he had left behind, to return to a world that was once familiar but now felt strangely foreign. The surreal feeling Alex experienced upon his return is a testament to the transformative years he spent away from home. It's a reflection of his resilience, his adaptability, and his courage. His journey from a boy of 11 to a young man of 17 was shaped not by the typical rites of passage, but by a life of uncertainty and constant change. Home, a place that once felt familiar, now feels surreal to Alex, a testament to the years and experiences that have shaped his young life. Alex's story serves as a stark reminder of the profound impact our experiences have on our perception of the world. It's a tale of resilience, courage, and the surreal reality of coming home. But even with Alex's return, the story is far from over. There are still mysteries that shroud this tale, like an unfinished puzzle missing its crucial pieces. The whereabouts of Alex's mother and grandfather, who are wanted in connection with his disappearance, remain unknown. Their absence leaves a gaping hole in our understanding, a void filled with questions and conjectures. Alex's mother's sudden decision to uproot their life in the Pyrenees and move to Finland adds another layer of intrigue to the story. What prompted this abrupt decision? Was it a desperate attempt to stay one step ahead, or was there another motive that we are yet to uncover? These unanswered questions hang heavy in the air, casting long shadows over Alex's homecoming. They serve as a reminder that while one chapter of his life has closed, another is just beginning. As Alex steps into his new life, the mystery of his past remains, a reminder of a journey that has only just begun.